Nuke all my changes.
All right. We are officially live. So we're gonna take a few before we start jumping into everything because we want people to have a chance to join and all that good stuff. But we'll do more intros over and over again. In the meantime, my name's Cody. If for those who don't know me, I look after developer experience at Sentry. I build stuff. It's fun. We have a good time with it. And I have a guest. Who am I hanging out with?
Yeah, I'm Bete. I joined the Sentry not so long ago, and now I'm here. I don't know why actually, but I'm an engineer, a member of technical staff, and I have this app from my friend, and I wanted Cody to help us setting up logs. So we figured it out. It will be a cool opportunity to just go through it, and so like all the errors we will have along.
Yeah, we have not we looked a little bit ahead of time at like the code in the sense of like what we were going to do, but like we haven't scaffolded out anything. We haven't like said this is where we're going to plug the logs in. It was more just like high level. So this is going to be pretty from zero, which will be pretty fun. And did you already install Sentry in it? Is like it's already there? Are we doing the full
Yeah,
install for nothing?
I try to do like a cleanup because it's almost AI generated. Like my friend went bananas, and it's so weird. And there, I warned you, there could be like some Spanish words in there. Uh, but I think it's because you talk to cursor in Spanish, so then you have comments in Spanish in the code, so it's weird. But apart from that, yeah, I have Sentry, and I even enable this user feedback widget we have. So I have almost everything but logs.
Nice. All right. I think we can start jumping into it. So again, before we get started, like you have kind of a cool role inside it. I mean, all the engineering roles are pretty cool, but you have a cool role inside of like the stuff you get to work on inside the team. Talk a little bit about like what you do for inside of the technical staff.
Yeah. So we have this team led by David Cromer, co-founder at Sentry and CPO, which is called a Special Projects Team. And we are basically Aditya, that has commented in the chat, Burak, a colleague, and myself. And we work basically on all this stuff that product team are like too busy to develop kind of super new features. So we kind of do experiments, and if something goes wrong, we just throw the code to the bin. So it's kind of we do 99 experiment and maybe one reaches production and the other ones just get deleted. And if you are a good engineer, you love to delete code, but maybe after touching prod, right? Like not before. But that's the idea.
Solid, man. That's all. Good times. Good times. Well, let's get into it. Everyone's here to see us set up some logs. So you have an app. It's Next.js, right? And we're gonna go in and we're gonna set up. We're gonna get logs going. So like for those who don't know, we just rolled out logs. About I think it just went GA last week. And pretty excited for it. We've seen pretty crazy adoption. A lot of people are jumping in and starting to use it. So I think like it's been pretty cool to watch. We focused a lot on making them really easy to get started with, so we shouldn't hit a bunch of hiccups along the way. If you hit, I just posted a little link on the bottom. You can scan that and you can go check out our the logs product overall and like see the stuff we're going to set up today. But let's get into the code. Let's go build some stuff.
Perfect. Okay, let's go. You can share my screen, right?
Yep. So your screen's up. We're seeing the multi-layer thing. So
yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So I'm not going to sell you anything. Okay, this may look a bit weird, but the idea is that my friend is building an AI voice agent for home services mostly. So this is like the pitch is Shopify for home services, starting with voice agent. So basically, you set up a voice agent, so you forward your calls, like your business calls, to the agent, and the agent will have your knowledge, like your business knowledge. That's kind of the idea, and it has tool calls for detecting your address and connecting to Google Calendar. So if some client or some customer calls your business, you can just use the agent, and the agent will try to find a good time to book a meeting or like an appointment. And if the home service is like actually like mobile and you have to go to an address, we actually get the address and it's all collected for you. and that's it. That's kind of the idea. And Cody, I was thinking that we have an onboarding here. I already logged in, and we have like a 4-step onboarding, and I don't have any logs here. And the onboarding basically creates the agent, adds the tool, adds tools, and also adds the knowledge to the agent. And I don't have any visibility of it, like nothing. So I thought it could be a great idea to just add it.
Cool. I like it. What I think we should do first, and this is a little off script. We didn't talk about this at all. I think we should initially set up. We have something called the console log integration, right? So
Okay.
by default, what it'll do is it'll take all the logs from anything that's going.
Actually, Cody, what do you think of me showing a demo? Like,
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, probably a good idea to start with there.
This is going to be like Plumbing Texas, and we'll see what we get here. What do we have? Like this one, no, Plumbing Examiner. So we want to have like a real business, Texas Plumbing Supply. Let's see. Maybe it fails right now, but I will say that this works. Okay. So we are going to get this, and we are going to go through the onboarding. So we have an LLM that is going to extract the information from the website. It's going to be like the services, the prices, and all the stuff from it. If it works, okay. We haven't tried yet, like live. So if it works, it's going to get information. If it doesn't, we are going to put it manually. And from there, we are going to set the voice of the agent and everything to get it set up. And I think it's taking too long. So maybe it's like a bad start. Oh, no. Okay. It's fine. So we have Texas Plumbing Supply Inc. We have the phone number, and we have all the information here. I think we could make this a bit bigger. Yeah. So we have like the product range they have, the things they do, basically anything the agent would like to have, right? And then we're going to select a voice. I think you could hear this.
This is a really nice way to just talk net.
By repeating what students say, teachers can demonstrate that they are listening.
We're going to select Mark.
Really nice.
And this is all behind the scenes. It's all 11 Labs, right? Like I think
Yeah.
you were talking. Like I think it's cool to talk a little bit like architecture stuff too inside of this. So like that's all like agents coming in from, or the voice agents coming in from 11 Labs. Yeah.
So we are using Exa.
Cool. I like Exa for search. Really good API.
Yeah, we get Exa, which is kind of like the Google search for agents, to get the to do the crawling, like the website crawling, and transform it to some useful information, which we put into the prompt of the agent. And then we use 11 Lab for voices. But sorry, it's this one. Yeah. But the thing about 11 Labs is that I love them. Like, I truly love them. They are like best in the category, but they have some outages. So we have to have some fallback that we haven't enabled yet. Like my friend haven't enabled that, but I will say if you are building voice agent, you still have some fallback. And I think that's the same with LLMs, right? Like, Cody, how many times does Cloud like have an outage, right? Like, that's normal. I mean, that's infra.
Yeah. There's one of the things, like one of the reasons I like using like the AI SDK so much is like doing fallbacks inside of that is like really easy, right? Like it's easy to pivot and do a different model if you want to, instead of having, a bunch of different like config blocks set up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the AI SDK, I know some people don't like that. I don't know why. I truly love them. Like, it's so first class. But for 11 Labs, we don't have that. So we rely like in the 11 Labs SDK. Okay, so this is the onboarding. And we have here our assistant. And the idea for a small business, so think people that maybe don't have that great skills with laptops, or maybe they are like a 1 to 3 person team. It's like an easy setup, and then you test the assistant. And we also, with the AI SDK, as you know, we get some structured output, and from the website we get like 3 or 4 like questions that were from the information of the website. So the user kind of gets this sensation that this feeling that the agent has the information about them. So we're going to ask this question, if you don't mind. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, I'm the assistant you've set up. You can talk to me as if I were answering real customer calls. If you hear something that's not quite right, just let me know.
Yes.
I'll remember it and update
okay. Yeah, sounds fine. So where do you have stores? Like, are you like one store thing, or do you have more than one?
Texas Plumbing Supply Inc. has multiple locations across Texas.
Okay, so sounds fine. So, and which manufacturer do you carry product from? And also, what are the ways I can contact your business?
We carry products from a wide range of manufacturers, including American Standard brands.
Okay, thank you.
Quali-
So that's the idea of the product. So now you have your agent kind of setup, and the idea will be to now forward your calls or just use the phone number that I don't have configured here. But the idea will be that you should have like a phone number here, and you just can forward, if you are a new business, all the calls to that new phone, or just use yours and do some kind of fallback when it's outside of business hours. So, for example, if you want to have something working 24/7, maybe you can do that. And the thing with 11 Labs is that you can forward your agent to people. So if it's kind of an emergency, or if you work actually 24 hours, but you don't want to be bothered if it's some kind of thing that you can fix in the morning, the agent does that kind of shield for you, so you don't get bothered by that. So that's it. And now we can look into the code if you want, Cody.
Yeah. So what I think would be cool is, well, first, why don't you bring up Sentry and let's look and see. Like, I imagine it's probably going to be clean in the sense like no logs in there yet. But like, let's go take a look and see inside of the project that you've set up if there's actually any logs at all yet.
Okay. So first of all, it's an XJS app. So for those who don't know, we have to set up three things, right, Cody? Like we have to set up like the front end, the back end, and the edge, kind of, right?
Yep.
So we have here the server configuration. This is my DSN to my Sentry project. That is right here, and you can see I have like, well, I don't have like anything. But
zoom in that screen a little bit more on Sentry. There you go. Cool.
This is my my Sentry project for this.
In true vibe code fashion, nothing but hydration errors showing up. I love it.
It's like that, and even more because for the demo, like for today, you can see like all these hydration errors. Is that I enable Sentry in development, so we can get like the logs here even if we are in a development environment. But I think usually you won't have that, right? Like you will have that for previews and for prod. So this is it. I have sent the default PII true. I have my session replay, which I don't think it makes sense here because it's server, right?
Yep. Correct.
And then I have the Edge one, which is basically the same. And then we have the other one, which is called instrumentation client. Yeah. And here, what is it?
So first thing that I see off the top of my head on line 19, because we just rolled out of GA or rolled out GA, so like we don't need the experiments anymore around that. So like let's get it cleaned up to where like the production way. So just drop the brackets and or you just do enable logs true.
Okay.
We're gonna drop the experiments and drop the brackets off, so it's just the straight up. There you go.
That's great. That's great. So we are GA, right, Cody? We are GA, right?
Yeah, we're real boys now. So what we're gonna do real fast, just to like get some good data in, go to on the integrations tab after replay integration, just throw a comma. So we're gonna add another to the array.
Where
line
do
18.
you see that?
Line 18.
Yeah, okay.
So after inside of that array the inside of the array on 18. There you go. So we're going to add another item to that array, and we're going to go sentry.console, and we're going to see if autocomplete helps us out.
Yeah, console integration.
Console logging. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Console logging integration.
This one, yeah.
So what this does, like this is probably like the best way to start using logs inside of Sentry, like the fastest way, because because we all just shove a ton of stuff into console log all the time for debugging. And so when you do this, it's automatically just going to pipe everything that's coming from into console log into the Sentry logger also. Now, because of how you're doing this right now, like in Next.js, just being Next.js and its general like things that are weird about it. It's not weird. This is client right now. You know that, but I'm just more so saying it for everybody. This is client. So what this is going to do is like everything that's hitting the browser console log now is going to go into Sentry once this is set up. So we'll save this file. I think you said you cleaned out some of this. So we might not have the SDK installed right now, right?
No, we actually have the SDK installed.
Okay, cool.
I think so.
I just
Yeah,
noticed
we have.
that. So we do need to upgrade that SDK because that's a little bit of an older one. So we're gonna
Okay.
do. Normally we would do the wizard like from scratch and it would handle it. I think that's an outdated version. So just do an npm install. Oh, that is a little bit fancy.
So we are going to do this, right? Like,
Yep,
send
and then make
here.
sure we do latest on it if we need
I
to.
think this will. Okay, so this is not going to get us.
Okay,
like,
cool.
yeah.
So we bumped up. So you saw it went from 9.4 to 10.11. So
So that's actually required. Like we have logs GA in 10. Like we can't use that in 9.
yeah, we can, but if you use it in 9, you're going to use the experimental flags that you
Okay.
had. But if we're gonna do it, we're gonna upgrade everything. The vibe code probably installed all old packages. That's like the other thing that's like a struggle of building an AI is like you get all like the LLM index stuff, which isn't always the newest version. Cool. So now when we were in the other files though, we didn't have logs turned on. So we're only going to get client side right now. So we need to go do enable logs in each one of these also.
Okay, and then we should get the same in server, right?
Yep. Why are we getting the angry import there?
Not sure.
Do we care?
Await name. Yeah, I mean, we don't care. It's just
Nah.
like we don't have any name at the sport in Sentry, so we do it like that.
Fine. No big deal. No big deal.
Yeah. By the way, I'm using, I don't know if you know, Ultrasite. It's actually a great project by Hayden, and it's like a Biome based formatter, and it's super great. So I recommend
sick. Okay, I'm gonna try this out.
Yeah. So it's super fast. That's all we are going to talk about. But I don't know, when you're like vibe coding, I feel like you have to use these kind of tools that just make it easier to ship. Maybe if you are using like some.
I mean, if you're gonna lean in, you might as well go the whole way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we're ready to fire up, get an npm run dev going, and let's bun run dev. God.
Yeah, run dev. Okay, we're going in. Cody, I have this doubt like since I joined Sentry. So we do support TurboPack. Do you know that if we support TurboPack?
So it's been an in-flight thing. I think so we have one of our like engineers on the SDK team. His name's Charlie. He's been working on it. I think it's like super, super close. There's like certain things that we're getting like closer to, like it's real close to being there. We don't have full support for it yet. So you're using TurboPack inside of this?
Yeah, but we can disable that. But to be honest, it's been working for me all the way long, like until now. That's why I was asking, because
we'll find out. Sure. We're gonna find out. I knew that he did a bunch of stuff for it, so like the TurboPack stuff might have made it in now. So we'll find out. We'll see what happens.
Okay, let's see.
In prod, it'll work. Is the thing. It's in dev. It's in dev that things get like. If I remember right, things are broken there.
Okay, so
not broken. There's just stuff you have to do.
So I have this local host instance running. We are in onboarding. We are just going to make sure that we have any console log in the.
We actually forgot. So one thing we forgot. Sorry, we need to do that integrations console logging in the other ones too. So we only did that on the front end. We need to do that on both the server and the edge. Okay,
so I've already done that in the edge. We are going to do the same in the server. Man, this AI is so easy to work with. Like, maybe not the agent if you are doing like a serious project, but the autocomplete it's awesome, right? Like I've only clicked like tab 3 times. Nice. That's it.
Trying to get that cursor tab button. You see that pop up on Twitter, like the swag they gave away. I'm trying to get that swag button.
Yeah, they released this new one that says instead of tab, it says like it's a tab or it's an enter, and it says accept all, which is like
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
So this is the page. Let me see if we have like some logs here. Just in
so
case,
real quick, I want to see if it, but I want to surprise us. Go into Sentry and refresh the logs page, and let's see if anything. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't yet. Do a hard refresh on it.
Let's go.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. That's okay. We should be seeing this, right? Like these are console logs.
Yeah, so those should have been coming through.
Okay. How we debug that?
We can flip on, so those are server side, so we can go flip on debug true in the SDK, and we can start looking at what's happening inside of the list. It very well could be the turbo pack thing.
Okay, we'll see. So this is just setting up like the debug tag, like property, and that's it, right?
Yep. And so now when you refresh, we should see more detail come through. So we got all kinds of stuff coming through. We're seeing a bunch of span stuff hitting right now.
Perfect.
So if we go into real quick test that's separate from logs, go into traces. So I think you have tracing turned on. So we should for sure see some traces at minimum.
Yeah, we were getting those like 19 seconds ago.
Cool. So we are so the SDK is working, right? So like it's like when I'm like debugging Sentry, like one of the first things I'll do is I'll pop into traces just because like everything's sending traces anyway. So it's like a good way to quickly find out if anything's coming through.
Yeah.
Head back into logs again and refresh again.
Okay.
It could have just been that stuff hadn't sent up yet. Go next. Go like click through the rest of those. Just go next.
Are we missing something? Like we do have to enable like the levels?
No, because the levels are for filtering, right? So like if you wanted to only see certain ones, if you do just like the normal one, it's gonna show everything.
Okay.
We should have just fired up. Go try one more refresh. Okay, we'll start sending some stuff over and we'll see if just that it's just not hitting yet.
Okay, perfect. Do you want us to get this one log?
Yeah, grab that one and we'll just plug that in like early in one of your initialization areas, right?
Okay,
So like, we'll plug that in and like go to like just like maybe even like your main.tsx or something like that.
Okay, like we have this page here that we can use. Maybe we can put that like anywhere, right?
Yep. And you're gonna have to import Sentry.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
We're going to find this. Like this will be in the console also, like in the terminal.
It depends on how. So this is use client, so it should only show up on the client side.
Okay. Let's see. I know this has like how to reloading, but just in case, when you are debugging, you don't trust anyone. Okay.
You're definitely getting a bunch of logs in though, so it should be showing up.
Okay. Let me make this bigger. So we should be seeing the log that we share user trigger task log. But I don't think we are seeing this. No, I don't think so. Not at all. Let's go to log just in case.
There we go. Just took a few.
Yeah.
We're getting everything coming through now. Couple things that are really cool about this, and some of this, or you might not know some of this. Expand one of these. So all these logs, our take on logs was to make these like trace connected, which sounds very like flashy, but the reality is like we did this because we wanted to be able to show exactly where inside of your application this log is happening at, right? Because like obviously, if you plug in as a developer and you plug this in your code, you know where that logging statement is. But if you make this part of the overall trace flow, you can see exactly what's happening around it at the time. And so like, was the next thing that happened a API call to a backend? Was the thing before this a different API call? Like being able to see where it lands inside of the overall trace just makes it a lot easier to debug. So if you click that trace ID over there on the right, it'll drop us into the trace view. And like, this is the representation of that log entry. So this is everything that was happening when that log entry fired. And so you can see like, there's a lot of good and useful information here. We see the APIs that were being called. We see the spans around all of this. This is like a whole different story. So like, we want to focus on logs. Like we could spend an hour just going through and like digging into this, but there's a ton of good stuff in here for debugging's sake.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if you noticed, but here I even had this field called hash error false.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, now it doesn't make sense because it's connected, right? Like if we were going to have an error, this will be like this log has an error, right?
Yeah, totally. And also like we kind of like it's a little bit messed up too because right now that's coming through as like an info log, I think. If you look at the little purple dot on the left, there's
This
like a
means
classification for it. It's info log. Where in reality, like if it has errors true, you'd want it to be an error log.
Yep,
Um,
exactly.
So these are all searchable now, but you don't like a lot of these don't have structure around them, right? So like these are just like straight up text string. You can go and like, search these, and like searching's fine, and like everything will work well. And you go turn on auto refresh up there on the right hand side, down a little bit.
I'm missing it.
Oh, you just had it. You were right there.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you do that now, it's going to be somewhat streaming. Like it doesn't actually like truly stream. It kind of refreshes every so often and advances. But these will start coming through. But now it's like, cool, stream's over. Logs are in. I'm just kidding. So, but that like the fastest way to get going inside of all of this is to use like the console logger integration. But the trade-off here is that like you're not using all of the things that logs can do then, because they're not structured, and so you can't start searching, you can't do aggregations off of these. All of that stuff is out. So like as a good example of this would be a structured log might be a log entry that has, Cody set up an agent, and then the structured log might be persona, I don't know, Casper, whatever name you had for one of the agents in there. If I wanted to later come on and do a search of everybody who's instantiated an agent with that, it's really hard for you to do that right now because these are just like text strings, right? You have to kind of search for Casper and hope you can parse it out.
Yeah.
But if you do it as structured logs, you can search off of that one object.
Yeah. And my friend had this use case. He told me about that the onboarding sometimes fails. So he would want to send an email to the user, like manually, but getting a Sentry error, if it was possible, like a Sentry issue.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of the idea. So we have like the email of the user maybe put into the logs. Like that could be some idea, right? Like
totally.
Yeah.
The only thing you had to watch, like for your project or whatever you want to do, is like totally cool. For other people, like that's PII technically. Right?
Yeah,
of
course.
You want to make sure, like, it's your own app, do what you're gonna do. But like we do scrub PII by default, and so like most likely if you haven't disabled the scrubber and you plugged in an email into it, the scrubber is probably going to capture it, and you're going to get this like filtered block show up in there.
Look, I have this replace, like I have from this is just like local replace. So I think this is also PII. And I also don't know why this is happening, because I have send default PII true.
Because I can show you how to tweak that too. In the replay integration, go up to line 19.
Yep.
In the parentheses, do a bracket.
Okay, this partial stuff or what?
Do 2 brackets. There you go. Down.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. And then there's your autocomplete. Now, not all of these are actually used anymore.
Okay.
But if you did mask all text false.
Text only, like mask.
So drop lines, only keep the first 2 lines. Everything else, kill all those. So if you save that now again, what we're doing here is we're unmasking all of the stuff that Sentry's masking because it doesn't want you to like by default share stuff out. But the PI thing is a whole separate, like the send default PI is a whole different property. To enable the stuff here, or to make it visible inside of the replays, you want to make it false inside of this config block.
Okay. Yeah.
So this now, if you save this will show on future runs.
Okay, we'll see. It's not that I don't trust you, Cody, but I want to see it with my eyes.
Yeah, of course. The other thing is make sure your sample rate for replays is 1.0 for even without error. Cool. Good.
Maybe I should put this like close to it.
I tend to keep all my sample rates in the same config, like the same section. Yep. That way I know where they're all at. Yep. I think it's whatever you want to do.
Makes sense. Yeah. I actually only moved this and left this here, but yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's head into your onboarding flow real quick.
Yeah.
Code for.
Do you mind if we see like the replay of it?
Well, I think we can try to. It might take a few to come through again.
Perfect. Yeah. So we are here in the onboarding. Okay. Back to the onboarding.
Yep. So go into the step files for like step 1 inside of here, because it looks like the first step is capturing like the email address as part of it, or the business name, right?
This is the first step. Yeah, it's capturing the it was like the mobile version right now because I zoomed too much, but yeah. First is first is the business information, and we have we should actually log this in the front end or the back end. What do you say?
It's client side, and it looks like it's probably a client side modal. So I would just do this one at first on the client side.
Okay.
And what I think we want to do is probably on like where's the handler for your on next step.
Yep. Where it is. Like I kind of familiar with the code, but I told you I was
It's all good.
helping a friend.
I mean, but this is the kind of stuff that people are gonna like end up having to do a lot, right? Like where it's where they've generated a bunch of this, and it's like, well,
yeah. What it is? I think I'm missing it. Like it should be in the form, right?
So I see on change. We probably don't want to use on change because what's going to happen is like we could do it there, but here's what's going to happen if we and you know this, but like if we go in and plug in the logger integration into on change, every time you do a character, it's going to push a new lockup.
Yeah.
You're gonna get that like view of it like stepping through as it completes the words all the way down.
Yeah, I think it is also for the validation. So that's one of the parts of it. But
so how I've seen it just depends on how this was actually like written, but if each one of the steps like rolls up to like a parent component, where it actually, you know what we can do? We could play with just changing that console.log there that has like the
I was thinking that these are like API routes, like endpoints. Maybe we can just get the information once it gets to the server kind of thing. So we actually here just do the log. So we have these server side logs, and that should be okay.
Yeah. So here's what we'll do with this one. So go down. Let's restructure this first one, the 221 through 225. So instead of console.log, let's do sentry.log.info.
Yep. Yeah, good. This in English.
And then inside of there, at the beginning of that, inside of the parentheses, let's do sentry.logger.fmt. And I'm sorry, inside the right before the quotes, but still inside the parentheses.
Okay. So inside the parentheses.
Yep. So over before before your first quote.
I think I'm missing something. Like
so where it says so sentry.logger.info, then you have the first parenthesis.
Yep. Like yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have the first parenthesis.
No, up top on line 221.
Yeah. So we have the quotes, like the first.
Yep. But go to the beginning of that sentence.
Okay.
And then do one more character over to the left. Sentry.logger.fmt.
Oops. Wow.
Sentry.logger.fmt. And this is for format text. Make the Sentry capital, otherwise we're going to get barked at.
Yeah, and I think I have to import it like over here.
Yep.
You can see the mess this is, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so bad. But where we were, like
just do a command F and then FMT.
Yeah, no, I think it was like 221. Yeah, okay.
There, cool. And then instead of the parenthesis there after FMT, do a backtick. Backtick is the grades next to the 1 on the keyboard, not the backslash. It's like the.
I don't have one.
Oh God.
Like what's like a backtick? You meant back? Back what? Like back?
It's the grave icon on the keyboard.
This one? You mean this one?
Yep.
Oh, I mean, okay. Yeah. Like this, right?
We're gonna do it around the entire thing, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in. I'm gonna replace that bracket down there where it says like the user ID has website, and we're gonna make those like structured properties inside of the Sentry format text. FMT.
Okay. So we should remove these brackets, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then let's see, we have a bunch of extra brackets in there already, so we need to clean those up also. I went the long way around on doing this.
Yeah, we can actually like okay, yeah. So we have this Sentry logger FMT, which is for formatting. We
Yep.
have put this first string in there, but then the other ones are going to be outside the string, like it are going to be props.
So you can do it that way, or you can actually do this. The FMT lets you do it inline, and so you could say like you could do the backticks, and then you do like the $ parentheses user ID has logged in, right? And you'll be able to see that if you wanted to.
Do you mean like that, right? Like that for the user ID,
Correct.
And then the same for this one, and the same for the business website.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is one way to do it, or you can keep the same structure that you had in the other way. It's just like this way it lets it come in as like interpolated into the actual text. So it's an option when you use the text formatter that we include.
So we get the two things, right? Like we get this into the log message, and also we get the structured output, like the structured logs, right?
Exactly. So now we have step 1 API request received. So we should be able to search that.
Okay.
Once we reload, obviously.
We maybe can remove like this. What was that? Like we can remove the debug, right?
Which debug? Oh yeah,
like we have debug
because it's working now, so we don't have to don't have to actually do it anymore. Correct.
Okay.
And now it'll go back to being quiet.
Perfect. And now we can go again into logs. And we should find, I think it was what it was. Like it was step 1, right? So we should be able to do a step 1, right?
Yeah, the only thing is we might have to try to search it and see if it comes up, but we haven't really like reloaded yet, right? So like you haven't actually hit that log yet.
Yeah, you're right. So let me put this here.
Not really like reloaded yet. Well, that's our stream running.
That was us?
Yeah, it was us.
Okay. So actually we should be getting it now, right? Like we have oops. I put this like oops. Yeah.
There we go. Cool. We're getting it.
There's
a little bit of cleanup that has to be done, but you can see the template in there, and so now parameters 1, 2, and 3 are available in there. Do a search for your other console log real quick. The one that was right below it, the one that's like the same thing, just the console log version.
Yeah, it is like what name it was.
I think that one was still in.
Like no,
yeah, that one. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's the same one but in Spanish.
So if we expand this out, so here's the difference, and this is kind of what I wanted to show, and why I was doing this other way.
Let me do this like side by side, okay?
Cool.
Because I don't have like I'm super bad at remembering stuff, so yeah, I have to see real proof. Okay.
So check it out. So in your first one, the way you have it inside a console log, you get no structure, right? So you're just bringing in like effectively what it renders it out as is just a string. So all that is searchable, but it's just searchable as string text. Whereas on the other one, we've now put structure around it. It's like these are parameters 0, 1, and 2, and you can name those parameters if you want to, I think. And so like in this case, these are now searchable objects that you can use inside. So if you want to search everybody who is hub.com, right, like that property is now searchable. And so like giving it this structure just makes it easier to like go and parse and do things with later on. And so like in our docs, we have examples of this, and we have this like a little copy as AI snippet. And we tend to I tend to prefer using the structured approach just because it does make things a lot more searchable. Go to logs.
I think I'm here. Like what it is.
Oh, up a little bit. You're right there. You had it on the left-hand side, the left nav.
Okay.
There you go. So AI rules for code editors. Expand that. So a lot of times I'll come in and I'll use this and I'll copy this and tell it to implement logs based on this, because like I have the logger definition inside, or the FMT down towards the bottom, the template literal, and then a couple of the examples use these, and they end up making it more structured.
So Cody, I could just copy and paste this and we'll end the stream.
Well, I mean, you could. I mean, there's a lot of projects where my first pass is to paste this in and say implement Sentry logs based on this. Let's have fun with this real quick.
Okay.
Just copy the logger examples. So don't copy the whole block because you already installed a bunch of stuff. So copy that.
This one, right?
Yeah, copy it. Go back into your editor, and let's pick a route. So we're in this route now.
First one, yeah.
Yeah. So go open up your AI chat and then say implement Sentry logs in this route using examples like these, and then paste what you got below. It's probably going to do a pretty darn good job.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
I don't believe it. Like at this point, it's like some days I'm super bullish on it, and other days I'm just like a full hater. Not hater, but it has stages. I think, like for example, with Codex, did you leave that where it was super great, and then you start running into issues? So I don't know what's the name for this, but when you see something working, then you want it 100%. Like you want it more. Like so you are.
It's funny how our bar of like acceptance has changed on all this, right? Because like it, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So what's cool about this? Hold on, like one thing I just saw it do. I'm going to implement comprehensive Sentry logging throughout, replacing console.log statements with the structured Sentry logger calls. I love that. And so the other thing is by if you don't use the template literal thing that I showed, the FMT, you can still do the structure and it's going to convert it when you use the .logger. So like you see like sentry.logger.debug formatting website URL, we have the structure there. And so that'll actually end up being searchable now also. And so reload now. So we have this in place. Things are looking good. Let's reload.
Yeah. Okay. I think it hasn't finished, but okay. I think we should be getting stuff because it did like some changes already. Yeah.
So now head back into the logs.
Okay.
Yeah, into the logs. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to remove this and search for them. Well, we are actually okay. Let's see, because this will be now. Okay, these are not the ones we have.
No, they are not.
Okay.
We need to grab a couple of just like do like scrape. Well, scraping's not set up yet, right? Because like you haven't scraped anything at this point.
Yep. No, I mean it's not going to be a scraping because when we have, I think it's set it up here, node env. So when we have a node env that is not production, it's not going to do the extra stuff because we don't want to go and run out of credits. So we are actually removing that step, but we can see other things. Let me check. Look, this is a bug from Cursor. You see that this is bigger than the other stuff?
Yep.
Because I zoomed out. Yeah, so we actually have this using mock data. That's what is going to happen if we are in dev. So we can look for that. If we do something like have.com, now it has to, okay. So we have this data and we should be able to see using mock data.
Cool. So let's go search.
Let's search. Here it is. Okay.
Now I want to see one that has like the structure to it, because that one should have had environment and website.
Environment and website, right? It has environment.
Yes, it does. Environment and websites on the right hand side. Cool. So now those came in instead of being the template. So like when you use the template, it's structured out as just like parameter blocks. So like 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up.
Yeah.
In this case, because we're using the logger function and we included those properties, it's going to have those as structure also. So again, they're just two different ways to do like different versions of structuring it out. All of them are better than just using console log at this point, right?
For sure. So
one thing I'll show real quick, because we're not too far from the end of time on this.
Perfect.
Go up to the search bar up top. Type in website. I'm just gonna actually grab it right away.
Like that. Okay.
Well, what I wanted to do was I wanted to grab just that individual property, because what I wanted to show was going in and adding, being able to search off of that specifically, off of
So
that one object.
Yeah.
So right now it's just doing. There we go. This is what I wanted to see. One of these should have had website in it.
We have environment, but we don't have website. I think environment is because we have that property.
Yeah.
But we don't have the other one. Also, let me check because it was like, what was the name we find before? Let's see. It should be like logs, trace, attribute. No. But let me check real quick. So we had this one has website. Maybe we have this one. No. Any idea, Cody?
Go to attributes. Go click on attributes inside of there.
Okay. Let me reload just in case because this was brand new. Okay. Yeah.
There's website. Cool. It's just a reload.
Okay. Yep. I forgot to reload.
So
okay.
Hub.com. So this is cool. So now click on this.
Yeah. This is super cool.
So now you're doing a search off of all of these that have hub.com. Go to edit table on the right. And you can have add a column, change that, go to website, apply. And now this gets a little funky, but you can see we're seeing go close that, kill the search up top, just show basically everything. Yeah, there you go. Now it gets a little funky here because obviously not everything has a website property on it, but you can get in, you can start seeing ones that have this. And this is what I was talking about at the beginning about being able to like add a log or entry for what persona was used for the voice agent. You could find all of them that are logged based off of this. Now go back up to the top, go to advanced on the left side. You can start doing aggregations off of some of these properties. And so like click on that drop down by count.
Drop down. Oh, yeah.
It's like these are all different. Like you could do some of people who had selected, some of people from who had scraped that specific website if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Or you could do the sum of people who like certain agents they had configured or personas. And so like this is also what gets really cool about using the structured logs is you can start doing aggregations off of these and like actually do some like metricsy things where you start looking at how many times a thing happens or how often a thing happens, which I think is pretty cool.
That's great. And now you can save that view, Cody. Like, can I save the view?
You can on the top right, save as.
What is? Okay.
All of these things are like different ways you can save. You save the query. You can save the results as a dashboard widget. All those things are savable. I don't think the visualizations yet are. I could be wrong on that though. The visualization side might not be yet, and that just might be recreated, but I know they're working on that.
So we have website onboarding, and now at some point we should see two because I put another website, bete.dev.
There you go.
Oh, maybe I've done something wrong because look, I have. Help me debug this. So we have count unique website. Yeah, maybe it should count unique website. It shouldn't be two. Like,
well, so I'm sorry. The visualization only applies to the chart on the top. So look at like so. See how you did a count of website, and if you go highlight that, it's just going to be one.
Okay.
But it doesn't change the logs. If you go to aggregates, you'll see the way that some of these logs are being aggregated. So down right there. But it's just all logs that are in there.
Okay. Yeah, but we see this, like we have the two of them, which are these
which is why the aggregate says two, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the aggregate says that. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Makes sense.
So we did not get very far on implementing logs in the app, but I think you learned a lot about logs, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Maybe it was my fault, but I enjoyed this a lot, you know.
we should actually, I think what we'll do is we'll do another one of these. Like maybe we'll run it back next week, and we'll do more logs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can do that, and I will come back with no Spanish word in between the logs.
and here's what the best takeaway is: you were wrong. It did it inside of the chat worked. The AI prompt worked and actually went and applied it. So
look, I'm going to keep all.
Solid. Yeah, this was super cool, man. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for doing this with us. This was fun.
Yep. For sure.
Cool. Everyone, we're gonna run this back and do this again soon. So stay tuned. We'll be back around very soon.
Bye, guys.
See you, everyone.
Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.